Plants, as all living things, need to meet the vital functions to be able to live. Nutrition, interaction, and reproduction.
I'm Yasha, and today I'm going to talk about the two types of plant reproduction. Alright, so let's begin. A mode of reproduction determines the genetic constitution of a plant and helps to understand its characteristics. If we look at a plant, we notice that it consists of different parts. The parts of a plant can be categorized as vegetative parts, which include leaves, roots and stem, and reproductive parts, which include flowers. A flower may either possess male parts and the female parts or both male and female parts. Flowers perform the reproductive function in plants. When the male and female parts are brought in contact, the gametes fuse to produce fruits that bear seeds. The seeds inside the fruits germinate to produce new plants. However, the vegetative parts are also capable of giving rise to new plants. The two types of plant reproduction can be moderately classified as sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Now, let's talk about the sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction happens in a plant's flowers when a male sex cell joins a female sex cell. When time passes, this cell union produces a seed from which new plant will grow. Let's talk about the asexual reproduction. Plants, like all living things, needs to reproduce to perpetuate their species to survive 3 times. Today we're going to know about asexual plant reproduction. In asexual plant reproduction, flowers don't interlead. There's no need to gametes to a male cell. In asexual reproduction, there's only one parent. So a new plant will be genetically identical to the parent. New plant can originate from a single cell, tissue, an organ, or a pus of a mother plant. Now, let's talk about the two major types of vegetative propagation. Let's call Sian to explain for us.
Hi, I'm Sian, and now let's talk about natural and artificial vegetative propagation. What is natural and artificial vegetative propagation? Natural and artificial vegetative propagations are two methods of asexual reproduction in plants. Natural vegetative propagation is occurring in plants, while artificial vegetative propagations occurs under the influence of a man. Natural vegetative propagation happens when plants grow and develop naturally without human intervention. Vegetative plants structure without that a rice plant stem include tubers, bulb, rhizome, and corm. Tubers can also stretch from roots. Plantlets emerge from plant leaves. Potato is the best example of a tuber. The eyes or buds present on the tuber develops into a new plant. Bulb is a modified shoot that has a very short stem, apical and axillary buds. These buds grow to form shoots. Onion and garlic are examples of this. Rhizome. In rhizome, the stem is thick, fleshy, and has a distinct nodes, internodes, and axillary buds. New branches develop from these buds, which later separate to form new plants. Ginger, turmeric, and lotus are examples of this. Corms. Corms is the condensed form of rhizome and consists of a solid, fleshy underground stem. bearing one or more buds. Some of these buds produce daughter corms, which later grow into a new plants. Collocation is an example of this. Artificial vegetative propagation is a type of plant reproduction that involves human intervention. The most common types of artificial vegetative reproductive techniques include cutting, layering, grafting, and tissue culturing. Here are some examples of artificial vegetative propagation. But before that, let's call Rian to explain it for us.
Of course, Rian. Hi, I'm Rian. Now, I will give you some examples about artificial vegetative propagation. The common method of artificial vegetative propagation are cutting, grafting, plant tissue, and layering. Cutting is removing a portion, the stem, and fixing even in the soil to allow the growth of roots and buds grow into shoots. Layering is a means of a plant propagation in which portion of an above ground stem grows roots while still attached to the parent plant and then detached as an independent plant. Grafting is an artificial method of asexual reproduction used to produce plants combining favorable stem characteristic, favorable root characteristic. Lastly, plant tissue culture is collection of techniques used to maintain or grow plant cells, tissue, or organs under sterile conditions on nutrient culture mediums of known composition. It is widely used to produce clones of a plant in method known as micropropagations.